All right, so now we're still reading vertically. Now let's look at the results. Now, I will ask you to quote results from the paper. Now, this is just baseline data from the paper that you really do not need to quote, but it's important to just state that the two treatment arms, the semaglutide and the placebo, were comparable. Age 46, 47, there's 73% women and 76, so they're really comparable. But I must show that for the variables I'm interested in, that is weight and quality of life, that they are comparable at the beginning of the study. And here, the BMI is 37.8 and 38.0. That's very similar. Body weight is 105.4 and 105.2. Very, very similar, not statistically different. As well, here as looking at the quality of life variables, so it's 65 in the semaglutide and 64. Those are not those are comparable. They're not statistically significantly different. Okay, so again, this just tells me, hey, I will be the two groups are comparable at the start of the study. And now results. So let's look here. So first is they're looking at percentage change from baseline. Their primary endpoint is a decrease in 5% by the compared to baseline. So in the placebo group, this only decreased by 68 weeks by about 2%. But in the semaglutide group, by 68 weeks, it has decreased up to 15%. About here in about here. So that's by 68 weeks, it's around 15%. But again, their primary endpoint is how many people decreased body weight by 5% in their study. And here they're showing that 86% of those who were on semaglutide decreased their body weight by at least 5%. And those who were on lifestyle intervention alone, exercise and diet, they decreased by 31% of the participants decreased by 5%. So again, exercise is not bad, but they're saying that as adjunctive therapy, when you add semaglutide to exercise, you have this huge increase. And then the paper further talks about has another table 2, that shows pretty much the same thing. You do not, and it shows the change in waist circumference. There's a bigger decrease in waist circumference. Now at this point, this is overkill. You already have seen in the previous uh, slide that, hey, it decreases weight, and which we already kind of know. Okay. But let's look at the quality of life. So quality of life shows here that physical function decreased significantly by, a significant amount, p-value less than 0.001. Now, a p-value itself means nothing if we don't know the magnitude of change. So if you have large enough groups, you could have a change from BMI of 37 to BMI of 36. Well, it's just a 1% change. That's still very obese. But so clinically, it's not significant. But if I have large enough values, comparison groups, that could be statistically significant. So it's important to be able to say what the numbers are, how much did that change, and to show that they refer to a table S2. That's a supplemental table. I want to say that if the data that you need to support your point is not in the paper, it's in the supplement, go to the supplement and quote that data. And so that's what I've done here, and it shows here that for those who are on semaglutide and exercise and diet, excuse me, there was a 16 um that was a 16 unit change. It's not a percentage change. 16 unit change. That's huge. So baseline it was 54 or so, 50 or 55. So after semaglutide, that increased to about 71, a score of 71, whereas in the placebo it increased only about by 6.5. So again, that is statistically significant. So again, remember to go to the supplement if you need to. Okay.